Hey, rock stars. Are you ready for a big breakthrough? Well, lovers, let me dial it in here for you today. My name is Vanessa Simpkins. I want to share with you 4 keys to really create massive breakthroughs in awakening consciousness, in your abundance. If you're a light worker, healer, um, spiritual warrior, if you are doing energy work, if you're a coach, consultant, light worker, this is for you. So the 4 keys to create massive shifts and breakthrough in every area of your life. The first one is really about clearing ancestral karma. These are the vows that happen in our life through the 5 sacred wounds of love. They are betrayal, denial, judgment, abandonment, and persecution. I'm going to say those again. A denial, betrayal, abandonment, judgment, and persecution. So the areas in which you have dimmed your light, not shone, not owned your truth, hid away, and this could affect anything in your life, from your relationships to money to being seen to putting yourself out there in the world. Because in some realm, whether it's in this world, in your family, in past lives, you were persecuted, betrayed, abandoned, denied, and judged. Heavy duty, okay? And I've been doing this work for 15 years, and many of my clients have launched incredibly successful movements, books. They speak on stages. I've been doing deep inner healing work and helping women really start something new, whether it's start healing or start a business or start charging what they're worth or start owning their value. And throughout my 15-year career, I could, if I sat here and told you all of the different modalities I've tried, we'd be here for 3 years. But this is really, wow, this is really profound, right? When we get into healing the karmic layer. So we have these 4 different levels of energy. We have like our let's say chakra energy within our body is like the base main frame. And then we move into like manifesting, in the world of manifesting. We want to, we realize that thoughts can create things. I mean, I ran a super successful generated $12 million online in my business. I had 30 people working for me, best-selling books, national television, my own live events, And then I got to this other stage where I was like, okay, it's time to surrender. Actually tattooed it on my arm. Surrender, right? The butterfly. Going really into a place of surrendering. There must be more to this. And looking at how to clear trauma from the body, because it lives in our nervous system. And you can manifest all you want, but if your lens is imbued with trauma, you're going to remanifest that recycling patterns, right? This is for you if you're like, why is it I keep attracting the same things over and over again, the same relationships, the same patterns of abuse or neglect or abandonment, or things almost get there and then the shoe drops, the rug gets pulled from under you. Like, these are the things that we're addressing when we're clearing the 4th level, which is the karmic level, the ancestral karma. And when I jumped into this work about 4 years ago, I got divorced. I moved to the mountains, completely recreated my life from the inside out. I literally bought a house that needed to get completely revamped, and it is. So very reflective of the journey. And I started looking at trauma. Where does it start, if this is the expression of it, and how does it end? And one of the mentors that I worked with was a man named Mark Woolen, and he wrote a book called It Didn't Start With You. And in his book, I remember the story of a 20-year-old man, super successful athlete, basketball team, all this stuff. And then one day in the winter, fell into a depression, couldn't move, couldn't leave the house. And he was stuck in this for years. And when he started digging through his family lineage, he found that he had a great great uncle that he'd never met, who was one of these guys that fixes the electricity lines, and had electrocuted himself, died in the winter on his 20th birthday. Somebody that this man had never met. And it was kind of in his DNA. I mean, radical stuff, right? And so when he cleared this, he was able to get back to his life and start enjoying his life again. So all to say that we can carry these kind of blueprints and decisions and vows from our ancestors, from our family. And when you learn how to clear these, wow, do things ever shift? And I mean fast, in terms of opportunities coming to you, money, abundance, finally hitting go on this business idea, or coming out of the closet as a light worker, or charging what you're worth, or people coming out of the blue and inviting you to speak at events. I mean, it's incredible. So that's the first big breakthrough that I want to invite you into here with me. There's a link here below. If you want to clear your ancestral karma, I'll take you through some of these really simple clearings. That's the first thing. The second key to having a massive breakthrough is knowing yourself. Okay, know thyself. And I use a variety of tools. One of them is human design. I love human design. It radically changed my life 3 years ago when I started experimenting with this and looking at the ways that we can be conditioned. What are our superpowers? You can look at so many things in human design. It kind of runs off of astrology. And I love looking at this with business owners, entrepreneurs, looking at your purpose, your marketing message, your truth, looking at your conscious sun and earth, right? What you're here to do in the world. So confirming. And it also gives you a kind of way to know thyself, so that nobody out there, not the government, not your family, not society, not your friends, can project their stuff onto you. Okay. So it's fascinating. I'll give you an example. I am a 4-1 and with a 54-53. I'm in the marrying maiden. That's my incarnation cross, and the 32-42. What the heck does that mean? Well, the 54-4 is like the most mystical gate in the entire I Ching. And it's my purpose. And so that's like, there is no good or bad, wrong or right. It's not up or down. It's like the alpha and the omega. It's the all. It's the transmutation of the shadow of greed towards aspiration and ascension. So every gate has this kind of shadow, a gift, and a CD, or like a highest state. And the 53 is all about new beginnings. And new beginnings, start. The 32 and 42. The 42 is about finishing things. So I have this ability to take people through a start and actually complete something, whether it's a huge business project, a funnel, a website, a whole business model, right? I can take things very granular at the start mode and see them all the way through to completion. It's also about massive breakthroughs, rags to riches kind of like energy. And many of my students, clients, I've worked with thousands of spiritual entrepreneurs over the last 15 years of my career, have had massive breakthroughs when they come around my energy field, right? And my truth is intuition. I have gate 57 in Pluto, it's really about intuition. So I use my intuition working with people both, whether it's to channel brands or marketing messages, or look inside and say, oh, this is where the healing, this is the spot, this is the sticky spot. Let me take a peek inside under the hood, whether it's on the subconscious level, whether it's on the energetic level, the manifesting level, our beliefs, whether it's in the level of like surrendering, trusting a higher power, surrendering to our soul, and or on the karmic level where we're clearing these old vows or decisions. So human design is a radical, radical tool. I love doing readings for people. So if that's something you're interested in, again, all you need is your birth time and location. And I love giving people kind of the recording to our work together and any specific questions that you have about it. You know, we can look at your superpowers, where you could be conditioned, like, you know, so that, and it's really interesting because the centers that are open, that are undefined, where we can get conditioned by other people, are also places that we have the capacity to become masters in, because we don't have reliable, available, accessible information. It's also radical to look at it from a marketing standpoint, because not everybody is supposed to do the reels or the videos or the whatever all the gurus are saying. This is about learning how you use and run your energy the best, so that you don't get burnt out, you don't want to burn it all down, so that you are really in like an effortless flow state, where you're really being seen and heard for your brilliance and your genius. Okay, so it's very individual. And that's why I love human design, because it's a tool to know thyself. So I'm a juxtaposition. I'm not a right angle, which is here to kind of just learn, bump into things, you know, make a whole ton of mistakes. There are no mistakes. They create karma, but they don't need other people to fulfill their destiny. Left angles, transpersonal, karmic, they do, and they clean up the karma. So it's kind of like the right angles are the kids, the left angles are the adults. And then it's 2% of the population, which are juxtapositions. I'm a juxtaposition. We're the freight train, the visionary. We're like, all aboard, right? Get on board, humanity. Here's where we're going. Can I influence you? No. Screw off. You know that we're already going there. I've already seen it. And we carry all the kids and adults on the freight train. That's what a juxtaposition is. And it's important to know this. The reason why I'm sharing this story with you is because my ex-partner, my sister, my mother, they always say, oh my God, Vanessa is, you know, it's her way or the highway. And I'm like, oh my God, am I just such an uncompromising bitch? Like, geez, I should really look at this, you know? And then I was like, no, you're a visionary leader. That's what you do. There's nothing wrong with that. So to really own your gifts without letting other people's projections and judgments crucify you, persecute you, shame you, okay? It's really, really important for you to know thyself. The other tool that I really love looking into is your astrology. So to find your north and south node, your north node is your karmic destiny. It's also, you know, something that we can avoid doing. We might tend to hang out in our south node, which is, you know, lifetimes and lifetimes of mastery that we bring here to this world. And so if we hang out in our south node because it's comfortable, you know, life's going to give us a big wake up call to move into our north node. So if we take action steps to get into that, it can unblock and unlock so much opportunity, wealth, prosperity, and on and on. So I love looking into astrology as well. Third. And the fourth one is looking at the unconscious, looking at this. So I have this theory that, you know, the scamdemic basically, I think, started a mass collective midlife crisis for everybody. And I got into the Carl Jung's work on the maturation and individuation process, which is, again, 4 stages, right? We go through a stage of inflation where like nothing can damage us. We're like high on life, and then something happens, a loss, a death, you know, out of our control, and we move into the second stage of alienation, where we kind of go and like lick our wounds and like, oh my gosh, question everything. Who am I? What's my purpose? Who is God? Like really like talk about dark night of the soul, death. And then we move into revelation, where we see and experience a much more unified consciousness of God as God. which is the fourth stage, individuation, where we're actually, the whole process is individuating and maturing from the unconscious projections of our mothers and our fathers. So I got into this work and I was like, wow, I have been on this journey for 4 years now. I am not crazy. So looking at your unconscious, the dreams that we have, and what the unconscious is here to tell us. Looking at archetypes, shamanism, the alchemist that looks into the shadows and transmutes lead into gold. Right? We find our greatest light when we're able to embody, embrace our shadows. So I love looking into shadow work and also archetypes for this kind of soul retrieval process of awakening. This is a radical journey of awakening that humanity is on right now. And it can be really freaking scary, you guys. Oh my gosh, but I'm here to tell you that there are many tools here at your disposal, many ways that you can retrieve the lost parts of your souls, awaken to your divine nature, bring your healing gifts out into the world at a time that is so needed. And to do this, we really want to focus on these 4 areas, to clear all the karmic imprints, the ancestral trauma that you may be carrying over from those 5 sacred love wounds. We'll also look at how we use power in the world, how we give our power away. Trauma, shadow work. We can look at your human design, which I love, a tool to know thyself, and your north and south node in your astrology chart as well. And if that interests you, if you're ready for a massive breakthrough, I'm going to invite you to click the link here below. There is a button. You'll see a time link in my calendar that you can choose from. I only do a few of these, so if there is one available, pick the time. It's 90 minutes. And when you fill in the intake form, just let me know what you want to focus on. We can look at, this is really a custom tailored big breakthrough session for you. So if you feel like there's one area that really speaks to you or resonates, just let me know in the intake form what you want to focus on. And we'll record this over Zoom. I will give you some extra links and things to look at. I prepare for these, especially when I do human design readings. I may give you like PDFs, links to different videos and things after the session for you to kind of go deeper. And it is my absolute joy. I love doing these readings and these clearing sessions for entrepreneurs. The results, I'll just drop a few videos and testimonials from some of my past clients here below. And this is really, creating the new earth. Being willing, visible, able, willing to shine and share what really lights us up, what we really love doing here in the world, being in the world, and healing. So this is my invitation for you. Thank you for showing up here. What divine synchronicity brought you across maybe an ad or a post or a comment somewhere or an email, a link that you click somewhere, and you're here watching this video. I always am, blown away by the alignment and the expansion and the growth, the freedom that happens, whether it's inner freedom, peace, or financial freedom, when we take aligned action on our intuition. It's astounding. It's astounding. So if any of this resonates, if you're like, I don't know about this, oh my gosh, it's something I kind of think I want to do it, but I don't know, have a read through some of the testimonials, take a look at what some of my other clients have been able to break through and create as a result of doing, I call it strapping your tits on and doing, the deep inner work, because it's mind-blowing what you can create when we get out of our own way. And again, bring the unconscious conscious. That's when transformation can happen. And I love doing that. No judgment, no criticism. I just kind of come at it with like a flashlight, like, what's interesting? Let's look in here, right? And I've been blessed for really the last 15 years to have worked with just the most phenomenal women, phenomenal love leaders and light workers doing amazing things for the planet. And I can't wait to connect with you. So scroll down through this page, have a read through some of the testimonials. And if it resonates with you, do book your big breakthrough session with me. Make sure that you're in a quiet space. I will prepare if you want to get a human design, kind of have me peek into your chart. Do provide your birth time and location, and anything else that you kind of have ideas or questions or feelings about that you'd like to look into with me. You could bring questions about your brand. You can have me, peek through any of your funnels or social media or website if you want my kind of business eye on that. I don't look into people's like ad accounts, even though, I have experience running $90,000 of my own money, investing in paid advertising every month in my business. In 2019, my business did $3.5 million in sales. And I've run everything from masterminds, live events, retreats, best-selling books. I've kind of done it all, kind of like been there, done that. Plant the flag on top of the mountain, and I've just created a very peaceful, impactful life for myself. And I feel like right now, this is what brings me so much joy, to really be able to connect with people one-on-one and really kind of peek in and help unblock, expand these big breakthroughs for, committed, really serious, light workers, love leaders, entrepreneurs who um, are ready to shine, kind of end the suffering. And if that resonates with you, I can't wait to see you. Tap the link, book your call, and I'll see you real soon.